Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. And today we're going to be installing the Acuity base bushings for the shifter, which will help stiffen up the shifting feel. And we're also going to be installing the transmission shift linkage bushings, which go right down there, which also stiffen up the shifting and make it feel a little bit more snappy. So this is a budget to buying a short shifter. Short shifters start at around 400 Canadian, so if you don't want to spend those big dollars, I'll tell you this was like 30 bucks. This is like, I don't know, 70 bucks, total 100 something. But you know what? We're going to try it and we're going to see what they feel like. So to start off, you have a hose clamp here. Both of them use Phillips head screws. You have one hose clamp right there you have to take off. And then you can simply just unplug your MAF sensor just like that. Pair of pliers right on the clip. And just like that, that hose is off. This is off. I can pull that off. And I can pull that off. Now wishing to take out the box. So starting with this green clip here, just use pliers to squeeze this end of it so you can pull it out. And there we go. Just set that aside. Now for this one, real easy. Just take the top off. Take your filter out. There is a 10 millimeter bolt just below the battery that we need to take off. It holds this box on. So just grab a 10 mil and breaker and take her off. Okay guys, now 10 mil is off. It moves freely. I'm gonna go ahead and try to take this hose off. This hose that goes down to the cold air, just so that I can get this box out a little easier. As this tube is just held on with friction. So you kind of just, I recommend yanking it off the bottom part first. That makes it easier. You can lift it and then you can pull it off that one. Now for the box, the bottom box, it's just held on by two bushings, two like kind of ball joint kind of thingies at the back. So if you just yank it, what actually helps is working on each corner one at a time. So pulling one side first and the other. Don't pull both. It just makes it a lot harder. But you can see what I'm talking about. These little ball joint things go inside each one of these, and it can be a little tough. So just take your time. Don't break this, and you should be fine. So we now have a good view of the shifter cables. So these are the two bushings we'll be replacing, the big one and the small one. And you can already tell they have play in them. So definitely needs to be stiffened up with this kit. Each one of these has a cotter pin in it. So you need to take the cotter pin out, and then we should be able to pull this off of the actual linkage. So guys, cotter pins are off, and you can literally just slide them off of their kind of posts, I guess you could call them. They just slide right off, and then we could take the bushings out and replace them. The method for taking these out is to actually put a screwdriver through the middle and just wiggle it like this while pulling in opposite directions, and that way the bushing just slides right out. So the first small bushing's out. It literally took me one back and forth, and it came right out. These are very malleable. They're not very stiff, so they'll just slide right out. Now, when you remove them, make sure that you remember what side is what. So the big side came out of this side. So just remember the orientation so that when you install the new ones, you put them in the right orientation. Same with this one. We want to keep it top up and not rotate it. So like I said before, the big side came out of this one. So we're going to put the big side through here, or the big side facing this way, and squeeze that in. And there's a C-clamp we have to put on the back here. So it's going to be kind of hard for me to record this, but the C-clamp looks like this. And you kind of want to rotate it onto the bushing, if you know what I mean. So lift up one of these clips and kind of slide it on, and then just keep turning it until it seats further and further down on the bushing. And then eventually it'll completely seat on the bottom. And we do this on the left side. Ooh, those coolant lines are hot. And bam. So just like that, guys. Like I said, you just kind of feed it around it. Kind of feed it around it in a spiral until you come all the way back around again. Do that twice because there's 2 layers, and then it's right on. Not coming back out do a little push test, not going anywhere. So we can put that back on there, and we can put the new cotter pin through the new hole. And cotter pin installed. These cotter pins are a lot simpler than the OEM ones. The OEM ones kind of have like a double, like a fold over for some reason, but these ones are a lot simpler like them. So same thing, using your screwdriver, just put it through the center, and then just wiggle it back and forth until it comes out. Just like that. You can already see it kind of coming loose there. Just keep doing that until it comes all the way out. And again, one pull later, comes right out. You can already tell these are really slippery and slidey. Not very hard material here. I can squeeze it with my fingers. So these new ones though, they're just solid aluminum, whatever this is, I don't know. And these are nice because they tell you this side down, so you can't mess up the orientation with these. So these should be good. So just like this. There you go. So one side down first. All the way around, it snaps right in. It's not going nowhere. Easy, very easy. Now we go back, put that on there. Cotter pin time. Which way did the cotter pin go? I don't know. Pretty sure it's like that. There we go. Let's go see how it feels. So regardless, I recommend you do this just to make sure you have everything in the right orientation. I'll say, this is, I don't know if I feel this one that much. I've heard people say good things, but honestly, I can't really tell. Maybe it's firmer at the end. Maybe it's firmer at like the end when you're in gear, but as far as the slop goes, didn't really fix any of the slop. I think that's more base bushing, but I don't know, you might not even need this, to be honest. I can't really feel what it is doing here. And just like that, it's like nothing even happened. Everything's back together. Now let's go to the inside and install the base bushings. Okay, everybody, so for this install, the first thing we need to do, remove the shift knob, remove the locking nut, and push this all the way down. The next step is to unscrew this 14mm locking nut. I just have an adjustable wrench here, but in your case, you'll need a 14 if you don't have one of these. And 10 hours later, we got it off. Now guys, I recommend you go and get yourself a trim removal tool. This really helps so you don't nick up your plastic here when we're removing it. We'll start by prying this off. Start here, work our way all the way around until we can pull this off. Okay, now there's two plugs on the back here. You have your 12 volt, and then you have your aux cords and your battery charger, whatever. Just unplug all this stuff and you can take this off. You know what, guys? I actually can't get those plugs out. So I'm just gonna push it to the side, and that should be enough room to work here. Pry, just this guy here. Come on. Just like that. So guys, it's not rocket science. To get this out, we have to remove a bunch of bolts. So there's two Phillip head ones here. Two 10s there, this Phillip head here. We need to get this bracket out so we can even get to this. And then over here, I think I can get an extension down there and a swivel head, but if not, we'll probably have to take off these side panels, perhaps. So, yeah. So what you have to do is pull this harness off. It's just clipped on. You have to pull it off of that, and then you can finally get to that screw just below it. That one there, you can kind of see where it was, the bolt that was on top of that little perch. Now we can take this bracket out and we can get to that. This piping for the AC. Now guys, for this guy here is going to be pretty similar to the actual transmission one that we just did. It's just a cotter pin and it pulls right off. And then for these ones, there's a white clip here that's always like that. So you basically just push it out, just detach it, and then you rotate these, just unscrew them like you would a normal bottle capper. So guys, when you remove this one, there's a little washer that's attached to it. There's a little washer that comes off with it, like this. Just make sure you don't lose that. You'll have to put that back on after. And then for these ones, like I said, you just unscrew it. It's spring loaded, so just you have to fight the resistance. Kind of sucks, but you got it. Also, when you're twisting this, you kind of have to twist it halfway, a little bit halfway, and then start pulling and kind of wiggle it out. It's kind of a pain in the ass to get out, but it came out. And then on this side, the exact same thing. Okay, now we have this guy down here. So this one, you just spread apart. There's two sides here. You can kind of see them. Two clips. You basically pull them apart like a regular hose clamp. You can even see it moving. You push these back and pull down, and this cap comes off, and then you can pull the cable off. And boom, it just slides right off just like that. And then there's this thingy, this grease fitting. Just careful with that, it's greasy. And voila, once you get those last two cables off, just do the two bolts up front. You have clear access to them. Remember, they're 12 millimeters. Pull them out, and then you can pull the whole shifter out. Okay, boys, so once you get your shifter out, it should look like this. Greasy, real careful. And it has those same rubber bushings, kind of very similar, uninstalling it similar to the transmission. So you just put a screwdriver through here. I'll even show you. You kind of rotate it, rotate it, rotate it. Eventually the metal piece comes out first. And then what I do is I just pry the rubber. So here we go. So yeah, I kind of pry the corner up with the screwdriver, and that allows me to kind of just pull it out like that, and then it comes out. And then, just in case I want to revert back to stock, just make sure I don't lose these, put them back together, and set them aside. Okay, so the way these bushings are actually set up, it's hard to pre-install them because they're two-piece. So what actually needs to happen is you need to go in the car, put them in, and then screw them into place pretty much all at the same time. Otherwise, you're going to be losing things, they're going to be falling all over the place. So we're going to go back in the car, start installing this guy, and yeah. And just like that, all four corners are in. While you're installing these, I do recommend that you do not fully tighten each one. You leave them in very loosely just to help you get the other ones in, because you need to go underneath it. You need that flexibility in the shifter to be able to get underneath and put the washer under. But there we go, guys. Now it's just everything in reverse order, pretty much. You just clean up. Okay, it's time for the big reveal. Putting everything back together took about 15 minutes. Once you get it down, once you do it once, you got it forever. So oh my God, that feels so much firmer. You can literally hear it hitting, just like hitting that wall. Before you couldn't, obviously you hear the transmission moving, but wow. And when you're in gear, like you're in gear, you're hitting it. Before it's like, you have a little bit of squish. Like you can feel the shifter cables hit a wall. Before you couldn't really feel that wall. Even just neutral, like you can hear how firm neutral is. Everything is really smooth. Like, wow. Honestly, you could probably do without the shifter cable bushing. You could probably do without that one. This one you must have. This, like the shifter cable one, I still couldn't really feel, like even before I put this in. I couldn't feel it back then. I don't know if I'm feeling it right now because I kind of did them backwards. But wow, that is a difference. That is for sure. That is definitely a difference. Okay, everybody. So out of the two upgrades that I did today, I did the shifter cable bushings up front, and then I did the shifter base bushings inside. Out of those two, only one of them you absolutely need, and that is the shifter base bushings. The shifter base bushings greatly improve the feel. The most obvious performance enhancer is this one. That one, the shifter cable bushing, honestly, I'm going to be honest, guys, I couldn't really tell. I mean, like maybe just the lightest bit at the end of gear when you push it, but that was not really something that you're going to be feeling every day. If you have to look for it, you're not going to feel it. You can absolutely feel this one no matter what. This is a great upgrade. I highly recommend it. I love it. I definitely think that was the better upgrade of the two. And I highly recommend you guys to do that one if you're going to do any of these. So yeah, guys, that was my install video of the Acuity Stage 1 kit. Stage 1 kit comes with the shifter-based bushings, and the shifter cable bushings. And I highly recommend one of them, not both. Thanks for watching, guys. Please leave any comments if you have any questions about how to install. Anything you want me to explain a little bit better. I feel like I tried to, I only have one arm here. I'm holding the camera with the other one. So I tried my best to get all the angles I could and really show you guys how the install goes. For this one, there's not a lot of videos online regarding this install, so I feel like hopefully this is helpful. And yeah, thanks guys. See you later.